So let's talk about Luis Robert to the Mets. And, this is a move that I think a lot of people saw coming. It's a move that a lot of people expected. It's a fit that makes sense, especially from a need perspective. The Mets desperately needing center field. I was cringing hearing people talking about, a Harrison Bader comeback. You want the Mets to be a little more aggressive, especially with offensive upside. And importantly, like Harrison Bader here, they get an excellent fielder in Luis Robert. They get an excellent base runner in Luis Robert. They get a player who, if the offense is figured out, is a true superstar. This is someone who, as a prospect, was seen as one of the better center field prospects in the game. Cuban Mike Trout type potential. And he's never seen that potential out, but it's no mystery given the organization that he's been a part of in his career up until now, that being the Chicago White Sox. And the Chicago White Sox were the worst team in baseball history for a reason. Horrible things have come out about that team, that organization, especially during the seasons that Luis Robert played there. How lackadaisical the environment was, the lack of leadership, the lack of role models just in and around the organization, the lack of communication in and around the organization. It seems like a pretty tough environment for a young player trying to make their way in the major leagues and trying to uncover any kind of superstar talent that may be, within their potential skill set. So I look at something like this chase percentage, whiff percentage, and K percentage here from Luis Robert, and it's easy to imagine how in all these at-bats, all these empty volume games that he's played here with the White Sox, dozens of games under 500, how when you're a young player like that, maybe not with the best facilities to train in, maybe not with the best coaching, maybe not with the best leadership, mentorship, you can understand how in the middle of a 162-game season with a 120-loss team, this chase rate, whiff rate, and K rate gets so high. But the closest thing that the Mets have right now to an offensive identity is their bat to ball, which right now this deals a pretty significant blow to, unfortunately. You're adding a 26% strikeout rate where you don't need it. So, being Juan Soto's teammate is a really great opportunity here for Luis Robert. You've got to learn some patience somehow. Because if Robert could learn to have a more disciplined strike zone and just chase less, again, you're talking about a superstar, and you're talking about somebody that the Mets could potentially sign to a nice extension and have this center field spot figured out for many years to come. So this is a smart move by the Mets if it's not a move that's guaranteed to work. But the truth is, I don't think there's a better center field option really out there for the Mets. I don't know if they would have been if they would have signed Kyle Tucker, throw him in center field. But this is a guy with 30 stolen base seasons. This is a guy with 30 home run seasons. This is a guy who plays in elite center field and who has, look at this, a 62% walk rate for somebody that chases a ton. So if you bring down the chase rate, I mean, if this K rate is here, even on this bar, and the walk rate is up here, you're going to see a lot more red up here and maybe even some more, respectable stuff in this region too, because everything else on this Baseball Savant page for Luis Robert I like. Even the nice mix of home runs pulled into the opposite field looks good. So there is for sure a very respectable offensive skill set in here for Luis Robert. He would not have been the profile of prospect that he was. But regardless, this lineup looks a lot deeper now than it did before. Even if I don't like the strikeout rate on Robert, it's still a positive WAR player. It's still a guy who's going to give you 30 stolen bases. It's still a guy who's going to play a solid center field. But I don't think that the Mets should right now treat this like they've added an elite bat, even if he might have that upside one day. They still need a middle-of-the-order guy. They still need to not have Jorge Polanco in the cleanup spot. So I'm looking forward to what the Mets do on the pitching side of the ball, as I said in my last video. But I'm also looking forward to see if they bring in another bat, which I think they should. I think they need more power. I think they need another lefty power bat in addition to Juan Soto. I know that's a lot easier said than done. A lefty power is a very hard thing to find. You can get excited for Ronnie Mauricio. You can get excited for Carson Benj. But, we've seen enough Mark Vientos. We've seen enough Brett Beatty. We've seen enough of, Tyrone Taylor and some of the other guys on the roster who have struggled so consistently. It's time for the Mets to follow in Juan Soto's footsteps and get that walk rate up, or they're going to have some trouble as an offense. Like and subscribe for more baseball content. Let me know what you guys think about the Luis Robert signing for the New York Mets. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think he's going to do well? Do you think he's going to do poorly? Are you just happy to have a, functional center fielder under the age of 30 on your roster? Because that's not something I feel like the Mets have had in recent years. So like and subscribe, and stay tuned.